What is primary deficit in the chapter budget? Primary deficit is fiscal deficit minus interest payments on the past loans. Primary deficit is equal to fiscal deficit minus interest payments. What it means is the government over a period of time has been borrowing from the RBI, from the public, from other countries, from the World Bank, from Asian Development Bank. When the government borrows funds or takes loans, obviously the government has to pay interest payments. So primary deficit is equal to fiscal deficit minus interest payments. Why the government is compelled to borrow again? The government is compelled to borrow again to clear the interest payments on the past loans. So primary deficit is equal to fiscal deficit. Fiscal deficit itself is borrowings. So minus, out of these borrowings minus interest payments on the past loans. What are the implications of primary deficit? If the primary deficit is zero, that means the government is compelled to borrow more money to make the interest payments on the past loans. If the primary deficit is zero, it shows fiscal responsibility of the government. The government is very responsible, fiscal responsibility of the government. If the primary deficit is high, it shows fiscal irresponsibility of the government. So primary deficit is equal to fiscal deficit minus interest payments on the past loans. So primary deficit, zero primary deficit means the government resorts to borrowing only to clear the existing backlog of interest payments. It is a sign of fiscal discipline. High primary deficit, on the other hand, reflects fiscal irresponsibility of the government. Primary deficit also indicates how much government is going to meet expenses other than interest payments. So to simply put, primary deficit is equal to fiscal deficit minus interest payments. The government is borrowing again and again and again every year. Why the government is resorting to borrowing? Why the government is taking loans from the RBI, from the public, from other countries, from the World Bank? Because there was a backlog of interest payments on the past loans. To meet those interest payments, the government is borrowing.